Startup Pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're trying to clean up the stage, so for our judging panel and make it ready, I would love to remind everyone about the flow of our pitching competition. We do have 5 presenting companies today that made it to the finals, as well as 3 judges today. Each startup will be evaluated from 4 different angles, which would have to be ranked from 0 to 10. The first one would be technology or product. The second one would be founder and the team. The third one is market fit or market opportunity. And the fourth one would be revenue model or financials of the startup. Each startup would have 4 minutes to present, followed by 3 minutes for Q&A from our judging panel. As a reminder, this is the first MedTech startup pitch by MedTech World. And the winner, of course, everyone are the winners. Today we have 5 wonderful startups, and I honestly don't want to be on the judging panel because I couldn't pick who is the best. But the one who gets selected makes it to the second round of our pitch competition, which will happen during the event with Barcelona Health Hub on May 16th. And now please help me to welcome on the stage our judging panel, Remy Lavastre, the founder of Innova Care Advisory. Thank you. Followed by Nirmeen Magdi, medical device marketing consultant with Inspire Consulting. And Surish Subramani, the Director of Commercial Operation with Abdul Latif Jamil Health. Please welcome the CEO of ClinLia, Naif Algedeebi.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to meet you today here, and thank you, Dr. Dylan, for your invitation. And today I will be happy to present about ClinLia, the pitch deck about ClinLia. ClinLia, proudly Saudi CRO and consultancy company based in Riyadh, was established in 2021. It's targeted, why ClinLia established? Due to the needs of clinical trials in Saudi Arabia. The number of clinical trials conducted in Saudi Arabia, only 1,000 clinical trials compared to the global numbers, 400,000 clinical trials. Why we have this problem? Due to 4 factors, main 4 factors: lack of awareness, regulatory hurdles, inadequate infrastructure, and cultural factors. Solution: ClinLia provide comprehensive consulting servicing, and it's targeting for 3. Now we are operating 3 services. First, robust clinical trial units. We are trying to build up clinical trial unit, especially in remote area like southern and eastern of Saudi Arabia and university. Second, it's efficient site management. We are now operating one of the top universities in Riyadh, King Saud University Hospital clinical trial unit. Third services, it's the education and monitoring. We conduct a training program for a clinical trialist, for researcher, for medical field staff to be capable for clinical trial in the future, of course. Why Saudi Arabia? Due to the position crossroad of Asia, Africa, and Europe, and also it's targeting biopharmaceutical company in the area. Most of the facilities seamless movement of trial material and personnel. Also due to well-established logistic and transportation networking. Again, why Saudi Arabia? Because it has a robust health research infrastructure. We have exceptional market for a clinical trial, and we have outstanding university, research center, and hospital, university, governmental and private, and due to availability of high-skilled professionals, collaboration between academic research center and hospital, faster seamless access to diverse patient population, and to be ensured to conduct comprehensive and representative clinical study. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, is due to the need of clinical trial, we are ranking, and for, the number of clinical trial per million is 30 compared to 118 in Turkey, 76 in Egypt, 475 in US, and Emirates 38. And also to be matched with our healthcare transformation, we attract, as I mentioned before, 20% of biotechnology and biopharmaceutical company and 15% of pharmaceutical companies. Market size globally equal to 57.7 billion. MENA region, it's 1.57 billion. And in Saudi Arabia, the market size, it's 145 million.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, our time is up, and we do have one little emergency, so please help me to welcome Michael Malin as our third judge today. He is the investor with Plug and Play. He has been listening carefully and already, I think, did his rankings. So now, please, we do have 3 minutes for questions and answers.
Thank you for the presentation. It was quite interesting. The first question I have is very simple. And currently, who are your customer, or who do you target as a customer? Is it only in Saudi? Is it in origin? Is it global? Who are you addressing your services?
Yeah, our customer is university, hospitals, and contract research organization, and also consulting companies. In Saudi, either globally.
So you're using a platform, a kind of a software platform built in Saudi, or it's any international certified software for the clinical trial?
Now the CTMS, we are now contracting with the international company, because to build up a new system, it's take a time. We will own our system soon, approximately maybe in 2025.
Okay.
I know you were going to get to it and you ran out of time, so I'll ask for it now. In terms of the traction that you guys have, I saw something about some partnerships. Can you just help me understand where you guys are today, and specifically, why do you have the confidence from the market that you have a good business here?
Yes. In 2023, we have an agreement with the one of the top 3 clinical trial units in Saudi Arabia, King Saud University, as a site management services. We conduct the site management and also training program for the clinical trial staff, and also the researcher. Also, we are signing an agreement with several CROs based in Egypt, Lebanon, and our milestone signing an agreement with one top 4 consultancy firm, KPMG, which they will outsource some project to ClinLia.
Gotcha. Okay.
So is the clinical patients are paid, or it's like how the trials is planned?
No. They are patients.
They're patients.
Yeah. They are patients. There is a difference between clinical trials and research.
Just a very quick question. So do you have any plan to provide a path or strategy for your clients for monetization of their data during clinical trials, maybe with some global players?
Yes, as I mentioned, now we have an agreement with master service agreement with several CROs based in other Arab country, and also some agreement on the way also. Thank you.
Dear Naif, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. Thank you. Now I would love to welcome on this stage our second presenting startup. Please help me to welcome the CEO and co-founder of IME, Dimitris Neocleous.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Dimitris Neocleous and I'm the CEO and co-founder of IME. Today, we're going to present to you 5 products which are about health, wellness, and lifestyle. Before we do though, let me share a fast story because the clock is running. I'm doing around 30 to 35 trips per year. And in 2021, I was diagnosed with thrombophilia. Thrombophilia can be life-threatening in cases like mine, especially when traveling. When I took the test, that was the test result. As you see, the first line says normal. So I thought, okay, it's normal, nothing to worry about. But then I started looking about it on the internet. Apparently, the thrombophilia types I have requires me to take blood thinner shots before and after my trip. But what is striking me down here was that there were no comments from the doctor, and if I was not looking on the internet about it, I would never find out how life-threatening was thrombophilia for me. So the first problem that IME is trying to solve is health literacy. What is the meaning of 300 cholesterol units? What is the meaning of intake and burning of 300 calories related to the individual? The second problem, we don't really own and control the most important data that we have, and that is health data. The third problem, we are seeing many successful applications related to fitness, nutrition, health, but all of them are isolated. There is no holistic approach related to the individual. And the last one is the lack of real incentivization when it comes to wearables. Have you closed your ring? That is how they incentivize the user nowadays. Of course, there are other applications like move, turn, like Sweatcoin, stepping, but those are very rare. So the first product that we're launching is a comprehensive health app that enables the user to understand in a palatable and understandable way what is their health about. The second one is a fitness and nutrition tracker app. The third one is a virtual services hub, be able to connect with doctors, personal trainers, life coaches, and be able to have their services on your phone. The fourth one is a gamified virtual platform that enables you to be incentivized and be rewarded for being healthy, active, and sustainable in the society, and get rewarded with points that can be then redeemed in our ecosystem partners like restaurants, hotels, and other services. And the last one is a smart AI health assistant that provides you personalized tips on a daily basis. Think of Alexa or Siri, but it's all about your health and lifestyle. So 5 products. But as I said, it's a comprehensive health app, a fitness and nutrition tracker app, a virtual services hub, a gamified wellness platform for being always incentivized, an AI assistant, a personalized AI assistant about your health, but those are not 5 products, are all one product, and it's called IME. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dimitris, and now it's time for our Q&A.
It's very interesting solutions. But I feel you missed up one, the patient health records into this, because you almost covered the entire ecosystem of the patient wellness to services. What about their a basic summary of patient EMR, like collect their entire data as a consolidated data, and their if they get admitted to an hospital or in an accident case, where they get a quick summary of the patient as well in the same app.
The way we collect data are two. The first one, we're integrated directly with the hospital. For example, in Cyprus, we have 4 hospitals. We're integrated with them. So whatever sits on the hospital information system, we integrate and we data pool that information. Also, the user can bring their own data record in the application using an OCR adaptive AI. And that way, we digitalize the record. And with the use of the AI, we help them understand what is it about.
Clever the way you played off 2007 Steve Jobs there at the end. Question for you: when it comes to the focus, especially of your product roadmap, it's amazing that you're covering these 5 different areas, but I think all of us know that focus is also really important to be able to get a solution that actually solves the real problem, fits in with the workflows, fits in with monetization strategy. How do you think about covering the breadth of what you do with the focus required to not spread yourself too thin?
Well, our product roadmap, the 5 products you have seen, is our yearly roadmap. So we need around 52 weeks to deliver all of what you have seen in our roadmap. But first we said we're going to release something that is easy to understand. For example, being able to be connected with other services like teleconsultation, be able to have the medical record in the application. So we're creating something that is very easy to understand, and then we're going to gradually develop it. But in general, it will take us around 52 to 53 weeks to deliver those 5 products.
Very quick last question. How do you see the market opportunity? And if you have to select one specific use case, what it would be?
There is a big market opportunity if we consider, like, for example, FitnessPal, that is doing only fitness and nutrition tracking app, has, I think, around 200 million valuation, if I'm not mistaken, or revenue. I think what is our killer feature is being able to have the health literacy, be able to understand what is the meaning of 300 cholesterol, 300 calories intake and burning. It always starts with education and information, always. Thank you.
Dear Dimitris, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so for our next startup presentation, I do want to invite on the stage 3 people. Please help me to welcome Maria Alfalasi, the CEO of EasyMedSoft, Carine, the CMO of EasyMedsoft, and David Santar, the board member with EasyMedsoft. Please help me to welcome them.
Good evening, everyone. So let's start with a riddle. A radiologist is flying from Nairobi to the savannah in order to diagnose a patient's ultrasound scan. At the same time, a courier leaves with a pizza tray from Nairobi. And the question is, which one of the 2 will arrive first at Dr. Nampasso's clinic at the Maasai tribe? And the sad answer is the pizza courier. And why? Let me tell you why. Because unfortunately, there are no available radiologists there for diagnosing the scan images.
So data shows that 2 out of every 3 people around the globe don't have access to radiologists. Is this enough a reason for a pregnant lady in Maasai tribe in Kenya to ride a motorcycle to reach Nairobi hospital, risking her life and the baby's life?
And these are the numbers. As you can see the numbers. In America, there are approximately 100 radiologists per million inhabitants, while in Africa, there are only 9.9.
Now, can you order a radiologist report delivery in Kenya or Ethiopia? Of course you can't. It's not yet available. However, EasyMedSoft Radio Report AI platform will make it possible for them. We have a video.
Yeah, let's
Shall we
show
play
it.
it?
Yeah.
EasyMedSoft brings the future into the present by letting you profit from proven diagnostic imaging solutions that are soon going to be used in a radiology collaboration platform all over the world. But first, let us introduce you to Ron and Rachel, who are on a safari tour in Kenya, only a moment after Ron has slipped and twisted his ankle. Ron is in terrible pain, but his real fear is over what he could be facing next. Unfamiliar hospitals in a foreign country, having to wait for hours, needing to handle things with the insurance companies, and tons of precious time lost. Ron clicks an app that immediately connects him to the insurance company's bot. The bot checks Ron's eligibility for an ultrasound scanning. Within less than 30 seconds, he gets the confirmation for the service. That's what happens next. Rachel takes Ron's mobile and clicks the ultrasound scanning app. She starts performing successfully the scanning, right after getting voice instructions from the app's bot. As soon as she is done with the scanning, the system sends it to an available radiologist in Chicago, Sydney, or wherever there is someone capable and available, with an addition of AI-based recommendations for the specialist. Less than 40 minutes later, Ron gets his answer and treatment recommendations while help is on the way. One of the challenges faced by the medical system is coping with distanced locations. The case of Ron's injury shows us how our radiology marketplace lets you use a single collaboration platform of AI integrated to human that provides quick access and easy managing of big data and analytics in real time in order to give value to many patients, radiology imaging institutes, HMOs, insurance companies, etc. Now you can say that your service is innovative, professional, and efficient. And this is what will make your patients increase the range of services they want to receive from you.
And
So let me just give you a small explanation about a collaboration we had. And it was between a Maasai gynecologist, which is called Dr. Nampasso, and an Israeli doctor called Dr. Dresden from the Asaf Arofeh Hospital. Our radio report, our telehealth AI platform, digitally transformed his clinic. Ever since, his community is able to enjoy superior
Thank you.
patient care, just
Thank
like
you so
in
much,
Beverly
Carine.
Hills.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry. Yes, thank you so much. We do have rules that everyone have to follow. Thank you for a wonderful presentation and the video. And now we're ready for Q&As. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, and thank you very much for your presentation and selecting Kenya as an example, which is a country close to my heart, because with my previous team, we used to install a radiology IT system across the country for 98 hospitals and feel very humble how hard is it to bring transformation to Africa. So the question I have is like, I see the solution, I understand the needs. Simple question, how you do acquire the first image in radiology, knowing like that 30% of the clinics in Africa don't have regular electricity?
We are going to get a collaboration from companies that we showed Dr. Nampasso here, and one of the problem he has is with electricity, and we are getting help with companies that provide this kind of alternative electricity, and most of the time it is working fine.
So, I mean, your solution interestingly tries to solve some of the problems of the shortage of radiologists and things, but you are trying to focus only on the ultrasound images, am I right? Not on the other radiology images, or?
Our solution is agnostic to, it can be ultrasound, it can be CT, it can be MRI. Actually, in Israel, this product is already activated in 200 private sector imaging institute that include all this kind of ultrasound, CT, MRI, etc. The idea here is to build something that will be like Fiverr or will be like Uber-like to find the right match to radiologists somewhere that can help Dr. Nampasso. Instead of sending the Maasai lady to Nairobi in a quick manner to trace the radiologist, probably what we will do, we will try to interest veterans radiologists, like you saw Dr. Rising, which is no longer active as radiologists, but they can do it from home.
Great.
Real quick, have you generated any revenue from the examples you're talking about, or have you done that all pro bono? And what's your business model?
I just mentioned that in Israel we are already operating in 200 imaging institutes.
For revenue.
So, we are a SaaS company. Our business model is software as a service, and we already have also right now, together with our owner, Mr. Khalaf Alfalasi, here in Abu Dhabi, small R&D center with 3 engineers and local CEO and also active customer. So we are ready to scale up.
Thank you. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give the round of
Thank you.
applause for the startup. Thank you. Now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our next presenting company. Please welcome Andrew Ortega-Verdaguer, the CEO of IntelVasc. Good luck.
Thank you.
You have 4 minutes.
All right, thank you for the kind invitation. My name is Andrew Ortega-Verdaguer. I'm the founder and the CEO of IntelVasc. At IntelVasc, we have a very concrete goal, which is predict lethal cardiovascular events before they happen, like stroke and heart attack. That would be a good idea before we have one of these events to know it, right? So this comes back to my 15 years experience in the OR, working with vascular surgeons, interventional cardiologists, and in 2020, my best friend died. So this is a much more frequent disease that we might think. It's the first cause of death worldwide. So we are targeting in the US, there are targeting 50 million population with risk of vascular occlusion. So we want to be the first company who can track vascular occlusion remotely. How we are going to do that? My team and I, we have come up with a solution. Let me see if the video, no, it's not running, so you can help me to run the video. So my team and I, we have come up with a solution which is a tiny sensor which goes under the skin. It's not new. These subcutaneous sensors, they are used currently in cardiology to track arrhythmias, but we are the first company who have patented the use of ultrasound to detect vascular occlusions remotely. So that's the sensor goes under the skin. It's a 2-minute procedure. The doctor does it without need of surgery. Then the patient is discharged, and the patient, at the doctor's prescription, it's going to scan every day or every week, whatever its indication. It's going to power the sensor because it's idle. It doesn't have a battery. And then the data will be sent to a clinical dashboard that the doctor will be reviewing. And if it's reached a certain threshold of some danger of this vessel that we are tracking, an alarm is going to be triggered, and then the doctor and the patient will know, and the patient will be sent to the hospital. So we discharge healthy patients from the waiting list, and we are operating and sending to the hospital the patients when it matters. So this is the normal flow. When a patient has a vascular occlusion, it has an intervention by the doctor, but then the question is not whether this intervention is going to be successful. We know they always fail. The question is when. So when it fails, the patient doesn't know it. The normal course of action is that the patient at the end of the day will have an amputation or maybe a heart attack or a stroke. So what we want is to have the IntelVasc sensor before to track when this vessel occlusion is happening, so there is a warning and the doctors can do it. So the hospitals are going to love this because normally they, like this is amputated, there is nothing to be done. So in 5 years average, the hospitals can charge on average $45,000 per patient. So there is a benefit for clinicians because the interventions have a higher technical success. Hospitals can charge more, of course, on patients, and the patients are going to be safer and also more disease awareness. This is our team. We are pretty complementary, experienced team. We can do everything in-house. My co-founder, CTO, Kyle Fredericks, already created a very similar device like this, so it's not his first rodeo. Marie Muller is leading our lab and the benchtop test that we are running, an NCU state, and we are co-developing with the Mayo Clinic. So we have strong institutions behind us, 5 doctors in our board. And this is one of the fastest markets already growing at 30% CAGR. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Looks very interesting solution, primarily a non-invasive ultrasound-based technology and vascular. But how do you define the location of the vascular occlusion monitoring? And what are the parameters you are basically monitoring in this implant?
Very good question. So we are placing the sensor where the doctors have spotted the problem. So for instance, acute limb ischemia or common carotid or even arteriovenous fistulas. We could see also use for transplanted patients. Liver transplant costs $835,000 per transplant in the US, and 10% they fail because of a vascular occlusion that could have been prevented if we knew it. Your second question was regarding the technology. What we are spotting, it's different parameters, up to 5 parameters, all of them related with the flow dynamics of this vessel.
Yeah, very interesting technology. Every time it's about ultrasound, it's about also how you manipulate, and it's this impact, right, on the result. How do you figure out, based on the position of the patient, on the movement, what is a false positive, or like, how do you detect this? Because if you want to scale, at some point, is there a point of review of clinicians before to go to escalate for the treatment, or like, how do you treat, how do you manage this?
Very good question. The normal follow-up for these patients is after the first intervention, after they were spotted there is a problem, they follow in 2-3 times per year, but then it's once a year. So this is the normal course of follow-up for doctors and patients. The thing is, one thing is to send a patient at the hospital with an asymptomatic disease, then might just miss it, and then you don't spot it. But then you can also have these digital or with teleconference follow-ups that if you rely with this device, then you can monitor much better in a much more cost-efficient pace with the patients. Now, how to detect positive, negative results? Our technology is using machine learning algorithms and very tested and proven technology with ultrasound, that if something is off, because you said the device has been moved or is misplaced, which it doesn't normally happen, it might happen, then it's going to trigger a signal that you are not having good readings. And this is also very able to spot as well. So we'll have information about that.
Real quick, sorry if I missed it. What are the regulatory requirements for this, and where are you in the process?
Yeah, thank you. This is a 510K FDA approval, and this is going to have a breakthrough designation for our technology, since we are the first one to detect vascular occlusion remotely. And we are in animal labs, and in 2 years we are going to start our clinical trials.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Please, final applause. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome our final presenting startup. Please give a round of applause to the founder and CEO of Stress Point Health, Sheena Pirbhai.
Good afternoon. My name is Sheena. I'm the CEO and founder of Stress Point Health. We are regulating emotions for the first time through our software solution that uses digitized neurofeedback for emotional regulation. But why are emotions important? Well, they have the power to impact every facet of our lives: physical health, cognitive function, performance at work. And emotional dysregulation underpins a variety of mental health conditions, from disordered eating, addiction, ADHD, and PTSD. Research, as you see on the screen, has identified how important regulating emotions is for mental health and the fundamental importance emotional regulation-focused therapies have in order to treat psychiatric disorders. I know this from personal experience. I suffered from PTSD following a road accident, a very serious one, and I understand firsthand from a patient perspective the importance of emotional regulation when receiving mental health treatment. So whilst traditional therapy pathways have always included emotional regulation-focused therapies, digital pathways are yet to reflect this. This is putting pressure on clinicians who require scalable, effective emotional regulation tools. Mental health services are not keeping pace with demand, especially in this region where there's a lack of mental health professionals and insurance coverage. And this continued decline is costing the global economy $1 trillion a year. But at StressPoint Health, we have the solution. Digitize neurofeedback in the palm of your hand, bringing this incredibly powerful treatment to over 5 billion people in the world who need it. The market for emotion regulation-related products is growing, set to reach $60 billion this year. Our first product, Sphere, uses our API to treat stress, anxiety, and PTSD. Our AI-driven system uses data from clinically validated mental health assessment tools to offer precision therapy, personalized sessions, and preventative care that can be administered anywhere along the treatment cycle. We have a patent pending on our core API, and we're regulated as a software medical device Class 1 in the UK. This is our product. You can see it's easy to use, it's fully voice-guided, and you simply plug and play. We use sound frequencies to deliver the therapy, and you answer questions as you go through. We use sound frequencies to disrupt the connection between trigger and emotional response and make your brain healthier over time. Integration into a clinical setting, we have a clinical dashboard that has remote patient monitoring capabilities. You can keep track of patient behavior, and clinicians can closely monitor patient outcomes. And we can integrate other health data in our powerful algorithms for early detection, creating an optimized pathway for clinicians. We also have an employee mental health dashboard where we aggregate and anonymize data, provide data analytics, and a mental health audit to survey your employees and how emotional regulation is affecting their productivity and performance and happiness. We collect over 50 data points throughout the app, and we have the scientific credentials to support our efficacy. Research published in the Journal of Neurological Sciences in 2021 hailed us as the future of personalized mental health care. We have this is some of the data that is from our use cases in the UK. We have 5 clinical partners in the UK. We've had over 2,000 early adopters through those clinical partners, and we've achieved consistent results with our solution. Here are some of the testimonials. And this is our team we're currently raising. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, please, judges, go ahead with the questions.
I see the publication that you mentioned, but when you guys specifically look at your solution and the different steps you were showing, how much validation have you actually done into the efficacy of that to know that when you're speaking to a clinician that you can say, no, this is actually legitimate?
Yeah, so we've done 3 sets of external clinical validation aside from the research. So our board director, Dr. Michael Bott, is a trauma specialist. We took 22 of his patients and tested our first MVP. Off the back of that, we launched in beta. We had 450 people use 2 sessions, and we managed to replicate very similar results. And that's when we built this current iteration of the product, which was independently validated by Imperial College. And then we also have the data from the 2,000 users that have been currently testing it.
Thank you. How do you see your go-to-market approach? Is it B2B, B2C? And who gonna pay for this service? basically?
So we see ourselves as B2B2C, so we work with clinical healthcare providers, hospitals, mental health clinics. We also out-license the API to other mental health platforms and other mental health services as a specialist solution. And who pays? In the UK, we're predominantly private sector. We're working with the NHS, but piloting only. So that is either the patient pays or the clinician packages it up as part of their treatment plan for that patient. And in this region, or employers, for example, the employer will pay us per person onboarded and then for the session usage. And then clinical works very much in the same way as private in the UK. So either the clinician can package it up as part of their treatment plan, or the patient can pay directly through the app.
So what is the input of the data? Is it the patient self-inputted data, or I mean, like any remote monitoring data is captured into the system?
Yes, so it's clinically, so the patient, it's self-reported. So we use GAD-7, International Trauma Questionnaire, and the Work and Social Adjustment Scale. So that data is fed back into the clinician's dashboard so they can monitor their scoring as they use the app. And then they can also use the data that is pulled from the app into the dashboard to monitor patients. So they may see they've done 2 or 3 sessions, maybe they need clinical intervention, maybe they don't need clinical intervention, they can carry on. So we do have a system that talks to the clinician. But yes, it's the patient that reports their symptoms and how they're feeling.
How do you make sure that the patients actually do that over time?
Good question. Well, that's part of where the clinical oversight comes, so clinicians can prompt. We've actually found that most people, the thing that they do the most is answer the questions. So the adherence tends to be into the session flow. So that's where clinical intervention is important and why we're not a B2C product, why we're B2B2C. Great.
Perfect timing. Thank you so
you.
much, Sheena. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now please give us a few minutes. Let our judges to discuss and pick one winner for today. Very, very excited time. To be honest, each time I meet the founder or the CEO of any startup, I immediately fall in love with the technology. And each startup is different, each technology is unique. So I want to say a special thank you to all 5 presenting companies for your time, and a special thank you to everyone who is within our industry for striving for a better healthcare for everyone. It is time to announce the winner. It's my first time announcing the winner, and it is the first MedTech startup pitch by MedTech World in 2024. And I would love to invite on the stage Dr. Dylan Attard to help me to announce and to give the trophy. As a reminder, as a second stage or as the prize for today's showcases, the winner gets to go to Barcelona on May 16th to participate in the second round of the pitch competition during the Health Revolution Congress in partnership with Barcelona Health Hub. All right, I feel like it's time to announce the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Andrew Ortega-Verdaguer, the CEO of IntelVasc. Congratulations.